Hello everyone, today we're going to be covering the new blog post that Riot posted a little bit ago today on the 31st regarding the Flash promos and Origins reprint updates finally. If you've been with Riftbound or playing in the hobby for the first two sets now, Origins has been incredibly hard to come by, even Spirit Forged being much more accessible for you to get in the current market. Going for 160 on TCG Player. But if you were going to get a booster box for Origins, you can see it is a crazy amount higher, $325, when that difference isn't very big at all. But we've seen that Spirit Forge has had a much higher print rate, so it's been a lot easier to get. So things like Origins, much harder, which is the reason we're seeing things like seals be as high as a price as they are currently, because it is an Origins epic card. So it is reaching much higher heights than previously. This obviously at the peak of its price, the Seal of Discord was at about $74.02. It's finding itself falling now just due to the nerf to Miracle and all those different bans we just saw. But most of the other seals are finding themselves around $30 with the accessibility of Origins as it is currently. So more Origins reprints means we'll see more Origins cards like these epics find themselves at lower price points, something a little closer to probably $20 is what I would assume. But that being said, Riot has finally released some information regarding Origins and Proving Grounds reprints. That has been a rumor kind of floating around. Not necessarily a rumor. Riot has stated they are going to continue printing Origins, but it's more just been so everyone's just been speculating when that's going to happen and not necessarily when with an official date. So that being said, hello Riftbounders, we have several and important exciting updates for players related to, among other things, an Origins common and reprints of English Origins and Proving Grounds. That being said, new Flash news. In our conversations about card availability, frustrations for Riftbound Flash has held a special place. Yesterday's bans have exacerbated the issue further with the added desire by players to use Flash in their decks. What they're saying there basically is, with the removal of fight or flight, out a roll for purple. So if you were to push in and you needed to quickly get out, especially if you're playing Aurelia to get out of the battlefield, you could drop that fight or flight down to get your units back. And with that being banned now, the only other option here is pretty much just Flash, and with that being limited to Proving Grounds, which is incredibly hard to find. And even if you were going to find it on TCG Player, I think it currently going for $203. A board game supposed to be introductory product to learning Riftbound as it is not accessible in any manner to new players, which I find to be quite ridiculous. But that's besides the point. But several months ago, we came up with a plan to issue a special promo printing of Flash as an exclusive LGS Play promo that celebrates rewards and fosters our stores and their growing communities. So, that being said, beginning in late April, as a celebration of our support for Riftbound Play Network stores, they will begin receiving Flash promos to be distributed to players. These cards will look identical to Flash, which are already in the Rift with players, except they have the promo mark on the bottom, as you can see below. So we are going to be getting finally we are going to be getting Flash distributed out to local game stores through Riot. That being said, I feel like this is a little late. When this could have been implemented inside of the, if they had planned this for months, just put this inside of the Spirit Forge Nexus Knight packs. If they were going to put all of the legends and the some of the champions from Proving Grounds into these packs, I'm not sure why they decided to not do that and just do it as its own promotion. But we don't know exactly how many we're going to be getting, but hopefully enough for a playset. Maybe not 3 for each player. That is a lot of promo cards, but I guess we'll find out. We are asking stores to distribute these Flash promos to players in a handful of ways. A reward for participating in Riftbound events such as Nexus Nights and Summoner Skirmish. A thank you to players who are mentors, teaching Riftbound to others. A participation reward for players who bring a new player to the store. A gift when purchasing a Riftbound product. So probably going to be limited, I'm assuming, to 1 of each. I would like 3, but it is what it is. We're getting some, so gotta be grateful for that in general. promos will be available while supplies last at each store. We're trying to give more flexibility to stores to celebrate their community in ways which are best for them, while also getting the flash promos in players' hands. We are also expressly asking that stores not sell these flash promos as singles. Thank God they're including that. Granted, that's not going to stop all stores, but there's so many shitty game stores out there that take these kind of promos and take advantage of players like this, and will just end up selling these promos for the price they're actually worth. Currently Flash is probably sitting around $62, considering this is a Proving Grounds exclusive. It has just recently jumped up to $56 because of the fight or flight bans, I'm assuming. But I wouldn't be surprised if this starts tanking now, especially this was revealed like an hour or two ago at the time of recording. So this is probably going to see a dive, considering everyone's going to be trying to sell this high. So when all the reprints are coming out, it's just going to flood the market with flash for people trying to sell it. So this is definitely going to go down. So this isn't very accurate for much longer. That being said, moving on from the flash promo, which overall I think is a great move from Riot, and I really appreciate them giving out a card that we desperately need that isn't accessible whatsoever to players, and then in one of the most accessible ways that they can. Moving on, Origins and Proving Grounds reprints inbound. As an update to what we shared in January, which is crazy this been that long, reprints on both Origins and Proving Grounds are beginning to roll out. Proving Grounds has begun to arrive in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, with more arriving in the EU in April, and then the USA in May. We've continued to release Origins boosters as waves of printings complete. The next batch will arrive following the Unleashed launch in stores, with an even larger shipment arriving later in May. We also have exciting information about these restocks being available to players on the Riot merch store soon. As Shengren stated in our State of the Game, we intend to continue printing early Riftbound sets until the market reaches more healthy quantities. These reprints won't be the last for these products. A wonderful announcement. We are getting Proving Grounds finally. A little bit ago, in their update from January, they were trying to find a different distributor and a manufacturing partner to be able to create these Proving Grounds products in mass, because it's important to note that the Proving Ground product doesn't just include cards. If it included cards, it'd be a lot different and distributed differently. They do include board pieces, little displays for like the point holders to move them, as well as the cards and just general accessories that isn't just cardboard printed cards that they can send out. It's not the case, and considering that they struggled immensely with getting the product out, they found a distributor that could get it out quickly. So hopefully this means that Proving Grounds is just going to be, we are going to have a litany of Proving Ground products on the shelves, because new players should have incredibly easy, accessible ways to get into this game. If new players can't get into the game and have easy, accessible ways to start playing, it is going to die. And that is just the truth. That is just the scenario. Not everyone is going to be on the computer playing TCG Arena, learning from new people, or playing with webcams and just trying to go spend an arm and a leg to play the game. And it's even hard to find starter decks, which is unfortunate, but hopefully with this reprint, with the reprint coming, Proving Grounds can be accessible to new players. We've continued to release the Origins booster boxes, which I've heard about. I've never actually seen, in my local stores at least, any Origins restock since probably last year. I'd assume was the last wave I saw at my local store, but we are getting some will arrive following Unleashed launch in stores, which I think is at the beginning of May, with an even larger shipment arriving later in May. So that means like two good, decently sized waves coming with the release of Unleashed, which is really soon. And that's super exciting. That's just pretty much a month out now, with it tomorrow being April 1st. And the pre-riff starting on May 1st. We have not very long until we get those reprints. Also, with this little tidbit at the end, the exciting information about these restocks being available to players on the Riot merch store. Pretty much just, they're going to probably do a raffle again for Origins, just like they did for Spirit Forge. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If I do see information regarding that, I will make a video quickly, just so everyone can kind of be aware of the raffle. Shengren, the state of the game, talked about that. they are going to keep printing these early Riftbound sets, which is good. So we can get the market in a healthy state. I don't necessarily have a problem with a lot of the cards, but I think some of the pricing can get pretty ridiculous. And we saw it earlier with the Seal of Discord, which in my opinion is ridiculously priced in any facet of the game. A resource card tapping to give you a resource should never be $70. That's just my opinion. A playset for 210, you've lost your mind. To be quite honest with you, even $30 for a Seal of Rage, you have completely lost the plot. Considering the fact that the Seal of Rage overnumbered is $80, that's fine, but like a Seal of Rage regular $32, being $32 is just not healthy for the decks. So that covers the Flash promos and Origins blog posts that they just posted. If you enjoyed videos like this and do want to see active news on Riftbound, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and like, because it greatly helps this video to get pushed to the algorithm, and comment what you think of the new Flash promos getting sent to the stores. Are you excited to get your hands on some of the Flashes? Do you hope to get a playset? And let me know, are you going to try and get some of these Origins booster boxes, considering the reprints coming on the way, and maybe even Proving Grounds for some new players out there, or any of you that do not have the Yi or the Lux, or any Garen mains out there. That being said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.